What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Leave It to the Judges MMA show. I'm here with my boys X and Nick. Today we got a new series for you guys. We're going to start. Basically, we don't have a name for it yet, but it's kind of like each of us are going to think of one or two hot takes, and we're just going to discuss it, man. MMA has plenty of things to complain about. There's plenty of stuff to talk about. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. But let's get started. Who has some hot takes for us? Who wants to start?
Fuck, you take it off, man. Take it off.
Well, mine's a banger already. Ed already knows what it is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, to start off, the champ has a name, and it's Charles Oliveira. So we have a three-part hot take list here, a parlay that's going on the card in a month, and it has a great theme. Where is Charles Oliveira from?
Brazil.
And who's on that card? We got Chimaev versus Costa. Costa W. Right there, folks.
Okay.
The Costa W. I have a bad feeling about that fight. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like if Costa comes prepared and on his, good work ethic, I think he can stay up. And on the feet, I feel like he's dangerous against really anyone. So I think he can win that fight. I think that's possible. And the last leg of the parlay, you're gonna like this one. Also from Brazil, now under John Kavanagh, a revamped Johnny Walker. He knocks out Ankalaev third round.
Man, dude,
I like picks.
these are hot.
These are some smoking dick takes. Like, I'm not gonna.
It's just gonna happen. Like,
Okay.
I can see that happening too. Bro, Jan Blachowicz was a 38-year-old old fighter who threw a bunch of leg kicks. Like, the calf kicks work, and Johnny Walker throws a lot of calf kicks.
But I still think Jan.
And he has looked better than he's looked in his whole career right now. He's coming in with momentum. Look, I'm not gonna lie, these are all
Does it fix his chin though? Does that fix his chin?
No, but I will say his defense has been much improved in this win streak. I think that's why. His defense has been way better, I will say.
I would say
Can we not agree that Ankalaev the rightful champ of this division?
I guess.
Oh, Pereira, Yuri. I mean,
None of that would even be a factor if like they just gave Ankalaev the decision that he earned in the first place.
Well, yeah, I don't know, man. He barely beat Jan. See, that's really like kind of on my mind.
Are we saying that Jan wouldn't beat fucking Johnny Walker? Is that what we're saying?
Jan, in my opinion, like Jan's no scrub.
Exactly.
He's just old. No, he's not no scrub. He's just old. Is he not old, Ed? How old is he? 39, right?
Yeah, he's 39.
Exactly. So he's just old. He's a great fighter. He was a champion. He had a big comeback in his career, a lot of respect, but he's just old right now.
All right, so X, which of these three is the
It's great. These are all going on the parlay. It's gonna be a big hit on the night.
Which one of these three is the least hottest? Like, which one is the most likely to happen? Because these guys, if I'm not mistaken, are all underdogs.
Of course.
So,
okay, wait. You got Charles Islam. You got Walker,
Hamza.
Ankalaev.
Costa Chimaev, yeah.
I would say probably the one I can most easily like see happening, I guess, maybe is Costa Chimaev. Just because Costa's just a big fucker. So we have to just see how easy Hamza can get him to the ground. On the feet, I feel like Costa could win that fight. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick that one, even though I don't agree with either of those takes, to be honest with you. But that's the one that I can see the most likely. Second, most likely, I guess Charles over Islam. Maybe he catches him in a submission, but I don't see a world in which Johnny Walker does not get like melted against Ankalaev or taken down and ground and pounded out. So I don't think that's a good fight for Walker personally at all.
His takedown defense traditionally is good.
Yeah, I just think Ankalaev's a different animal.
I feel that. I just
Who really wrestles in that division besides Ankalaev?
It's called a hot take for a reason, y'all.
No. I know. I'm just no. It's fair take. Like,
Well, okay, I said, the calf kicks will play a factor.
you think Walker will calf kick Ankalaev?
That's what he does. That has been his game plan in this winning streak. I've seen nothing but calf kicks, body kicks, just more kicking in general, which I think is helping him. Like, I think he'll be all over the calf kick, which in the Jan fight took away the wrestling until the late rounds because Jan couldn't stop a man with one leg. So, do you think Johnny Walker's not going to be able to stop a man with one leg? No, he'll probably knock him out before that. So, third round TKO.
Clark, from rank your takes, the 3 fights on most likely to happen to least likely. Just 1, 2, 3 really quickly.
He's gonna put Charles to win most likely.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. And as they're said, yeah.
Okay, as they're set.
Yeah. Same as X is just like flip the top 2.
I think we can all agree Ankalaev or Walker is the hardest fight for him to win.
But I just have a gut feeling. It's a
No, I'm not hating.
and I like the theme, the Brazilians.
Brazilians taking over Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, getting it done in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
Beating the Russians there. Or the Dagestans.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to add to their take, Clark, or are you done?
No, I'm good. I mean, I didn't shout out Dubronx yet. He's of course getting this in a first round TKO. Now I will say early on in this fight, if Islam is like looking good on the feet, it probably will be a problem. Oliveira has to win the feet on the feet battle.
Mm-hmm.
He has to win the battle because then that'll that could open up his wrestling. Like Oliveira has decent wrestling. Like he does.
Brother, stop this. Stop this, brother.
I'm sure Islam's got taken down.
Says who, brother? Says who?
Says his fights.
Raising him all that, man. Stop it.
Didn't he take down Michael Chandler? He's a big man.
Sure.
All
right.
He's not tall, but man, he's a massive man. For that way. I'm just saying, man, is he not a good wrestler? Like,
I mean, he is, but come on now.
Okay.
Stop this, Clark.
Yeah, it's on TKO. He's just gonna win the battle on the feet.
I'll go next. I feel like this is a pretty spicy take. I think out of John Jones's last, including the Stipe fight, 5 opponents, Stipe is by far the most dangerous out of his last 5 fights. And I think he has a much better chance than people are saying. I'm not picking him to win, but I think he has a much better chance. And it's going to be a pretty, it's not going to be like the Gon fight. Like, that's not happening to Stipe.
Right before Reyes. Who was right before Reyes?
So his last 5 were Smith, Santos, Reyes, Gon, and Stipe. And I think Stipe is by far the scariest to take that O away from him.
It's kind of weird. Like, I feel like at the time, Santos was, like, really a huge threat. Like, just at the time when he was, like, at that point. And he gave him a good fight, right?
Yeah, it was very close. He, broke legs and he was still fighting.
Yeah, like, he was fighting well. So, I mean...
That fight was close because John let it be close. John could have taken him down and mauled him at any given point. His legs were completely shot. He was wobbling all over the place, clearly fried. John just kind of wanted to strike with him just to, probably challenge himself, probably just being bored, whatever it is. But he allowed him to stay in that fight by, not choosing to just take him down and maul him. A big part of why he did that, I think it's just his complacency and comfortability with beating the light heavyweights. Which we clearly see, he could have played around with Gon on the feet and, but he said, fuck that. I'm going to do what I know can get me these wins, man.
But, all right, let me explain why Stipe is the bigger threat. First of all, on the feet, let's not act like John is some KO artist. Stipe is a phenomenal boxer. What's up, Clark?
Saw that, Ed. John Jones is very creative. I mean, most of his finishes are kind of ground and pound from what I remember. I don't. It's
But
been a
yeah, John. I mean, Stipe
while.
is no slouch
He's
on the.
like the most creative striker ever, is he not, Ed? Like he uses he's a huge version of Bronx, just using every part of his body, but just at an even more elite level.
He's not knocking people out on the feet though. He's not.
Ed,
He has.
If they wrestle, who has the edge?
I think John has the edge, but it's going to be close. Like he's not just going to be able to take Stipe down at will. If DC can't do that, then John Jones definitely can.
Do you think that like at range striking, who has the edge?
Stipe has the power advantage. I think John is a slightly. I don't know, dude. Boxing.
Okay, first of all, do we even know that what John's power is like at heavyweight yet? We do not.
No, but we know Stipe has knockout power on the feet. We do know that. We do know that for sure.
And once again, wait.
Well, hold on, Clark. How many times can you count on your hand that John Jones has been like seriously rocked in his career?
That's true, but recently, who has he fought that's like a really scary striker on the feet? Like Gone, I know, but he just
what do you mean?
Took him down, and he's not going to do that to Stipe. He can't do that to Stipe. But like I said, guys, I'm still picking John to win, but I think it's a much closer fight than people think. People are disrespecting Stipe for sure.
I can agree with that. I can say that I think that Stipe is not getting the love he probably deserves here, but I also can say that like I think John's gonna pretty handily defeat him.
Because if you think about it, Stipe for sure can go 5 rounds easily. He has great boxing, great wrestling defense.
Stipe has been out of the cage for how long, Ed?
That's what I was getting to. The biggest flaw in my argument is the ring rust. He's been out for a very long time after getting knocked out by Ngannou. That was COVID time. That is the biggest.
In here, I was sitting on that. Like this man's been out of the cage 3 years, and once again, we're going back to the Jan shit. He is old, very old, and has been out of the cage for 3 years. I don't like that.
We all know that heavyweights age differently.
Time waits for no man, Ed.
I know, but it's heavyweight.
Hey, you know what? If he's been training at the fire station, I'll give him. I'll agree with you.
He's been chopping wood, so he's gonna be.
Yeah. If he's been training there, I'll give you that. But you know what? He's definitely not. So
that's my first take. I think it's a pretty hot take just because of the odds. Everyone's on John Jones, obviously for good reasons. We don't have to spend a lot of time in the second one. I don't really think it's a hot take, but just because of the odds, I think Strickland beats DDP. I think he does. I think he does.
I might hey man, shout out my South African brethren though, but you know, I might have to agree with you here. What'd you say, Ed?
I say Strickland's not a great matchup for DDP.
I just think that Strickland can keep the fight on the feet decently, great takedown defense, constant pressure. I need to see what DDP's gas tank is like over a 5-round fight. Have not seen that at all. I know Strickland's gas tank, it holds up. The man's a fucking savage in there. I could see Strickland having some problems early, but I think he weathers the early storm of DDP and jabs his way, eventually gasses him out and like has his way, maybe like round 4, late round 4, round 5 type shit.
Yeah. Clark, you don't like that take?
I will say this. He beat Izzy, so I can't say it's a bad take. But this is what I will say. Would Robert Whitaker beat John Strickland? Would he beat him?
I would pick him, but it's MMA math. You're doing MMA math.
I don't care, bro. Okay, what was DDP's last fight, Ed?
Whitaker.
And what happened in that fight? A domination 2nd round knockout against the #1 ranked contender in the world.
That's what I'm saying, because Whitaker's more hittable than Sean. Can we not like agree on that?
I don't know. Sean is always in front of people, so he is definitely hittable. He's right there.
But I'm pretty sure. I don't know the exact numbers off the top of my head from like, but from what I'm thinking about, like,
I mean, he does the shoulder work well.
History tells me that like that Philly show is a good defense and it works. You know what I
He
mean?
still gets hit. Like he definitely still gets hit a lot. Like there's
Not hard though. Not with like the bombs that like Whitaker ate.
And also,
I feel like also DDP just being like a little shorter, he'll be able to use the uppercut very well. Like explode. Like DDP is not getting back down by Strickland. I'm just saying that now. Like they will meet in the center. It will be a good fight. But I think DDP will be able to exploit that because he clearly has the power advantage in this fight. It's not close, in my opinion.
I agree.
Not close, said.
I don't know.
Disagree? You think Sean Strickland has the same amount of power as DDP from what we just saw?
It's close. It's not like
Oh,
I don't agree with that, Ed. I think that Clark is definitely right on the power side, but what about cardio?
I will say,
What about pressure? What about constant output? You know what I mean? What about winning rounds? I don't know. Sean has great output over 5 rounds.
DDP's like won most of the rounds of his UFC career so far. This man's 18-2. Like, I feel like he's very proven here. And Sean Strickland, in my opinion, it's just not at the same level. That's just my opinion. I just don't see it really. I get what you mean about the pressure, staying in their face. But let's be honest. Is he at an off night? He would easily beat that pressure, wouldn't he?
who's to say Whitaker didn't have an off night?
That's all I'm saying.
I mean, Whitaker definitely probably did have an off night the whole time.
Like that pressure was not like I wasn't going crazy for that pressure. Like he got the knockdown, but like the pressure, like he threw a few strikes once in a while and then just kind of shelled up again and then threw again. I mean, like it's not like crazy high pace pressure in my opinion.
Okay, that's fair.
But it could be more. Like, I mean,
but anyways, those are my takes. Let's end off the video with X. What you got for us, bro?
I just feel like it's a different kind of take, but I just think that we need open scoring in MMA. You know, because of the way boxing is structured, you know, there's not open scoring, but I would say boxing's a little easier to score than MMA is for sure.
Round by round.
Like round around. And because of that, I think that people will be pretty hesitant to enforce open scoring. But I just think that like because of the variability with MMA judging, it's really unfair. It's becoming unfair to these fighters, like to not know what's going on. Because when I watch fights and I see people going back to their corners and both corners are telling them that they won the round, how is that like right type shit? And then it's like the fact that like on this scorecard, like can look very different than that scorecard, and like how subjective it is. It's just kind of like I feel like we're doing the fighters a disservice by not letting them know. I think that like you would get more entertaining fights if people knew where they stood type shit. I've seen people coast when I thought that they should be fighting a more aggressive or going balls out, and then they lose a decision and they're surprised, like, oh wait, like, but I was doing this and this, and they have like a valid case for like why they should be winning the round. So it's like I just think that yeah, we need open scoring in MMA.
So just by open scoring, you mean after every round on the screen, we get to see what the judges scored it after every round. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Would the fighters be able to see it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we would just it would be scored like just like any other sport that we watch type shit.
Gotcha.
I personally like that idea. I'm just trying to think of flaws to it. Like I think a flaw would be like it would force fighters to fight out of character or not follow the game plan, which really isn't our problem as fans. But I feel like maybe fighters or coaches wouldn't like that. But I don't know. I kind of like that idea.
But I mean, like, think about it like this. Would you rather like them fight out of character? I mean, if they're fighting out of character, it's because they have to, right?
Sure, yeah.
Because they know that they have to. And that's all I'm saying. Like, we would actually see like people fighting to like the most of their capabilities. Like, damn, maybe I have a little gas in the tank and I'm trying to save that, but I'm down 2 rounds, but I think I'm up. So I'm trying to like coast the fight. And it's like, wait a minute, like your corner told you that you won round 1 and 2 into coast, but you actually split rounds 1 and 2, and like now you really need to be going balls to the wall. The other person's corner told them like it's probably 1-1. We need this round, and now we're seeing people fighting not to their capabilities, but like based on a perceived like score that is subjective from their biased corner. You know what I mean? I just think that because I mean we get like a version of it, right? Like people's corners tell them like what they think is happening, and people fight accordingly, right? So why would not just let them know officially, and then we have none of this like bullshit on these scorecards, bro. You know what I mean?
I agree with that. I actually fully agree with that.
What is the reason you don't think this idea has been implemented yet? Like, what are people like not? Why aren't people with it?
I mean, I just think that like it's more a tradition thing. Like for the longest, like boxing is the blueprint for combat sports at the end of the day. And like in boxing, there's no open scoring. Even though they have like the Letterman card and shit, like what we have like a perceived
Those are the announcers. Yeah.
yeah that we get as fans type shit. But I mean, I just think that it's a little more obvious like in boxing who is winning rounds. In MMA, it's a little bit more ambiguous and people have different opinions. Okay, also like think about it like this, right? Let's say like you get 2 rounds of top control in a round.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look up and you see like, damn, like that top control really still lost me the round on in this person's eyes. You know, like, damn, like this top control is not just doing it. I need to do damage type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it could let people know like where a judge's head is at more so on
No,
that.
I like. Hey, if I was a fighter, I would totally agree with that. As a fan, I'd be fine with that as well. Um, I don't know how betting sites would feel about it.
No,
I
they would
don't know. Yeah, they would not like it. But I will say the one thing I do like the mystery a little bit, but I could care less.
Can you guys hear me?
now I can.
Okay, yeah. My camera died, but I'm still here.
Oh, you're all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like there's definitely like drawbacks, right? Like a bit of the excitement is the not knowing, I would say, but in terms of purely like the fights themselves type shit, like the fights would be, I think, better if people knew where they stood.
Yeah.
Yeah, because dude, oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say like, just imagine it's some like, oh, it's 1-1 or it's 2-2 in a title fight. Like you just know you're in for a fire round of fighting. Like they're gonna give it all they have because they know they have to.
They know they have to, as opposed to like someone thinking that they're up. I think it also would just like clarify like what judges are looking for a little bit here, just in terms of like, okay, like I got two, like I said, like I got 3 rounds of top control, but I didn't do much. And then like I might have won on this judge's scorecard, but not on this judge's scorecard, and not on this judge's scorecard. So you know, like, damn, if one judge had me winning that round, but the other two didn't, I need to fight kind of more to appease like the judges on this specific day. You get what I'm saying? And
That's
then
true.
like for fighters that are adaptable, they can like make reads and like changes that like could help them win fights that they might have not. They might have thought like, oh, my top control is fine, but actually the judges are scoring damage today, so you need to do some damage. You know what I mean? It would just alter a little bit, like for better or for worse. But I think for better, personally, like I think it would alter the way the fights look a little bit.
No, I mean it all sounds good to me. I would love to have all those things. Sounds
Imagine like in
perfect.
between,
Sounds
in
like
between.
a
Go ahead.
plan.
I was
No,
gonna say, imagine in between each round, like the scores pop up on the jumbotron, and like people are pissed because like the judges fuck up. It would make them more accountable. I feel like also.
yeah, bro. Bro, that would be funny. Like they just start like it'd be riled up. Like
That'd be crazy.
actually, it'd be crazy.
Hey, I mean, also like, okay, what if imagine this, right? you see the like the fans see the scorecard, they start fucking booing, and like the judges kind of like internalize like, wait, maybe like I would say this is a potential drawback. Like let's say like again like on the Grasso Shevchenko card where like the fans are so clearly skewed one way in terms of like their preference. Like let's say like boom, Shevchenko is winning rounds, it pops up, the fans start booing hella, and then like the judges feel a little pressure to like change how they are seeing things. You know what I mean?
That could be a drawback. Yeah.
That could be a drawback.
I feel UX. It's just like judges should have thick skin.
I
Like
mean,
they're gonna get
And they
roasted.
should know how to score rounds.
Like if they're gonna have bad rounds, like they're not. They know they're gonna get roasted. So like, and just destroyed on Twitter and whatever. Like, I feel like they'll just be fine. Like they'll have thick skin.
Like, yeah, I give some leeway to boxing judges because I do feel like it's harder round by round to score them.
I
They're a
just
lot,
think the problem, maybe.
yeah. Like boxing rounds are a lot shorter. There's a lot more of them. It's a little harder to score if there's not like anything big going on. MMA rounds are it's 5 minutes. It's pretty easy to score round by round in my opinion.
what MMA?
Yeah, I think it's much easier to score than boxing.
I think they're both.
I think it is, but it isn't at the same time. I feel like in terms of like close rounds, I guess maybe. See, the thing is like boxing's just so much less ambiguous. You know what I mean? Like, boom, like you get a knockdown, boom, you win the round. Like it's very clear. Like a knockdown in MMA might not mean shit if like the rest of the round someone has top control. Depending on the judge, they might score that differently. Like I feel like with boxing, I have a decent idea of who wins rounds. You know what I mean? Like think about the Crawford Errol Spence fight. Like I feel like I have a pretty good idea. Like it's rare that people are like very split on who won a fight. Those are like the classics, like the Triple G Canelo. Those are the classics. But like I feel like for a lot of like lower level MMA fights, there's a lot of confusion that fucks people's careers over.
Okay, I could see that.
But yeah, that's just my.
So what do you guys think today? Who had the hottest take?
Damn near Clark, bro.
Yeah, all three of them winning. That's pretty hot. I could see one or two.
I should have gone first.
Ankalaev losing to Johnny Walker is crazy in my mind. Crazy, personally.
It's a hot take.
Recently, I've been getting kind of sold on. I still have Hamza, but like I could see Paulo Costa being an issue. He's huge. He's huge, dude.
At least a co-main Costa Charles main event play.
This is MMA math, but like Hamzat had a very hard time taking Gilbert Burns down, and Paulo Costa is a much bigger individual, and also knows BJJ and takedown defense. I think Hamzat could definitely knock out Costa, but wrestle fucking him, I don't really see it.
I think he's way more likely to wrestle fuck him than knock him out on it. I mean, Costa has been knocked out by just Izzy and no one else. I mean, Vittori, his little pillow hands couldn't finish him, Ed.
I know, but like it was a long time ago. That Rockhold fight did not sit well in my stomach.
He like basically whooped him the whole fight.
My thing is this: like, for me to fully like be confident in this pick, to pick Hamza, I need to see like how in the first round Costa reacts to Hamzat's power, because if he's eating that shit, it could be a problem for Hamzat. Like, you know what I mean? I don't think Hamzat can win the fight without at least like being like 40-60 on the feet. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like if Costa's just marching him down, Hamzat will gas out, I believe. Shooting panic shots, like he will gas out. But if like he can rock Hamzat, I mean, if he can rock Costa on the feet, get a little respect, I feel like he can take him down. He would be more likely to be able to find the takedown if he can get Costa to respect him on the feet a little bit first.
Yeah, for sure.
You definitely could get a shot in there. I think on the field would be a mistake. You should just go same as last fight. Go for the takedown right away.
I feel that.
All right. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching the first episode of our Hot Take series. We still need to think of a name, but this was super fun. We're definitely gonna do more in the future. Drop some of your hot takes in the comments. Let us know what you agree with and disagree with, and we'll catch y'all.
Peace.